Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Eilidh, and if you're not, then hello. It is good to see you again. God, I'm tired. I am so exhausted. I feel like I just always am. I don't know if it's my iron or if it's like just me. I'm so tired. I could literally sleep the whole day, but then I know I will wake up and feel awful. So I'm not gonna do that. So instead, I'm gonna start a reading vlog. I wanted to read this series forever, and I've just never had the opportunity to just sit down and read the whole thing. So I'm like, I'm gonna do a video on it. Why not? I'm gonna start a series. I don't think, no, that's a lie, I have. I'm gonna start a new series. Like video series of me finishing series that I'm in the middle of, because I've seen a few people do this and I'm like, that is a perfect idea. That is a great idea, because I have so many series that I am currently in the middle of and I haven't like found the time or the excuse to just bosh out read them all. So I'm gonna be doing a few videos of me finishing series I'm in the middle of, and this one is going to be the Chestnut Spring series. I've already read let me get them, first two. I kid you not, I probably read this one a year ago, because I read it for my 21st birthday when I was on holiday. So this book, it looks a bit battered. I'm not gonna lie, it looks a bit battered. It went to a beach with me, it went everywhere with me. And then I read the second one, Heartless. I think I read this for a 24-hour video, actually. Both of them I read last year, and I just haven't had the opportunity to read the rest of them, even though I loved these two. Like, yes. So this video, we're gonna read the other three, which are Powerless, Reckless, and Hopeless. I'm going to admit I have decided to start with this series because of Glen Powell, and because everyone who has watched his new film Twisters have said that he would be perfect as Beau in this book. So we're gonna give it a go. Obviously it has to be the last one in the series, so that's why I've got to read these two. But you know what? I have been in a fantasy era for so long now that I'm really excited to get into my cowboy era again. I'm pretty sure this one is hockey though, and if you do know, I have been in my hockey era for like a really long time now. So yeah, that's why we're gonna read Powerless, and then Reckless. I think. Wow, I don't even know what I'm saying now, guys. I think my mind just went blank on that. But we're starting with Powerless because that is the next one in the series. She's chunky for romances, and if you know me, and you know me well, I don't like chunky romances. I like when they're like this, not when they're like that. Like, do we see the difference? Do we see the difference? Like, what happens in this book for it to be this thick? Fantasy, fair enough. Romance, no. This, yes. This is good. This is not. So we're starting with this one because it is the next one in the series. I'm so excited to get to this one, but I need to power through the other two first. So we're going to start with Powerless and just see how we go. So let's just start reading. like sit. Oh, maybe I can put you up here and like sit like this. Oh my god, it's a higher angle. Wow. I'm halfway through this book now. I'm on page 220 and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. So we're following Jasper and Sloane, who are childhood best friends, basically. So Jasper, I'm guessing, is like an adoptive son of the Eton boys. So you have 4 children. There's 4 Etons. There is Cade, Beau, Rhett, and Violet. And basically Jasper was like adopted into family, not officially adopted. He does have parents, but they're not very nice. So he became best friends with Beau, and Beau introduced him to the family and basically stayed with them and lived with them and grew up with them and was Beau's best friend and became brothers and an Eton boy himself, even though it wasn't official. And Sloane is the Eton's cousins. So I think his name's Harvey. So Sloane is Harvey's niece and Jasper's like a son to Harvey. And so we're following their story. So we're actually having flashbacks as well, and it's kind of like this childhood crush thing, but they were never together when they were children, so it's not a second chance romance. It's a friends to lovers thing, like a not a forbidden romance because they were never forbidden, but because like they thought of each other as, oh, Jasper thinks I'm his little sister, and then Jasper's like, oh, Sloane thinks like I'm her older brother and like her cousins and all of that. So there was always that miss of communication, and both of them just didn't say to each other that I liked each other. They still haven't said to each other that they like each other, and I'm waiting for that bit, but we're following them now in the present. So we're getting a lot of flashbacks from Jasper's POV because there is dual POV. So we're getting Jasper and Sloane, and I freaking love it. But Jasper is a hockey player. He's in the NHL, National Hockey League, and it's kind of like it's a refresh of the country boys that we saw in the first 2 books. So this is kind of fun to read. Like, we're still at the ranch, we're still at the place where he grew up, but we're also getting a bit of hockey in that, and I freaking love that. But there's been a massive thing that has happened. So Sloane was actually engaged. She was engaged to this man who's not a great man, and Jasper is like the protective boy he is and was like, no, you're not marrying him. And we all kind of know where that leads. But because they friend-zoned each other, they're trying to be there for each other because both of their worlds have like fallen apart. Like, things have happened that I was like, oh my god, what is happening? So they're now pretty much with each other because they know that they need each other because they have always been there for each other, and they have both secretly loved each other for so long that there's now like forced proximity. They've gone on a little road trip with each other for a certain reason. There's reasons for it. I'm not going to say the reason, but they're having to do this, so they're having a lot of hotel stays, and there's like, yeah, there's so much going on. So it says here, 2 childhood best friends, 2 broken hearts, 1 impromptu, I don't know what that word means, road trip to get away from everything. That pretty much sums it all up. But I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving the chemistry that's going on, the fact that we're reading like both their POVs. I love Elsie Silver when she does like the text messages at the start, and we're like getting everybody in, so all the characters still feel like they're included in the book and we're still hearing things from them, and I absolutely love that. I'm just loving everything to do with it. I love the forced proximity, the like chemistry, and just the banter as well. Sloane is such a funny character, and I never thought that she was going to be like how she is. I don't know how I imagined Sloane, because she was introduced in the first 2, but I never really like thought she was going to be the person that she is. And I actually love that. And Jasper, oh, he's such a golden retriever boy. He was always the quiet, mysterious guy that didn't talk much in the first 2, and now having his book and being in his head and realising, 1, what happened in his past, 2, like what is actually going through his brain, and 3, just everything to do with him. I'm like in love. I'm enjoying this book so much and I don't want to put it down. I just want to just read it. So I'm gonna try and like make another chunk through this book and we will see. But it's the fact that Jasper just saved her, and he has saved her so many times, and I fucking love it. I think it's definitely he falls first as well. It's like obsession, grumpy ex-sunshine, false proximity, he saves her. You know, all of those tropes that you get in a good romance book. We're getting that, and I'm loving it. And stuff has just happened, and I need to know what else is happening in this book. Like, I need to stop talking and carry on now. That was so freaking adorable. So cute. Mwah. I'm gonna put you up here because I need to stand up. Oh, this was so cute. Like, I was a little bit nervous to go into this book because my cousin read this book and she didn't enjoy it. And I was like, oh, okay, she DNF'd it. A little bit scared to go into it because I didn't want to DNF this book because Jasper was one of the characters that I really, really wanted to get to know. But I actually really enjoyed it. So I think I'm going to give it a 4. It wasn't quite like a 5. It was close to a 5. Like almost a 5. But it was just so good. It was so just mwah. Just mwah. Like, Jasper is one of the characters where he's so sweet, so lovely, and just like a gentle, giant hockey player dude guy. But when it comes to the bedroom, oh, that goes out the window. And yeah. So like spice-wise, I would probably give it like maybe a 3 or something. It's not the spiciest book that I have read. I've read some very spicy books, but like still the context though within this book. I mean, I was like, hello, who are you? But it was so cute and slow. I don't think in this book there was ever a moment where I was mad of it, like mad with it. So, I don't know, I think there is elements of miscommunication within this, but I think within the book and within like the context of everything, it worked well, especially with Jasper's like backstory and his trauma and everything that he went through. Like, it made sense the way he is in present. And also Salome, with how she was just always there for him and understanding him, and there was never a moment like she lashed out with being dramatic or with anything that like happened. There was always a good reason behind it, and I think it was done really, really well. Yeah, I wasn't mad, and there was nothing I would add or I would take away or anything. It was just a really fucking enjoyable book, and I love a good hockey romance. But also, like, it was a mix with like cowboys as well, because Jasper is a little cowboy too. It was so cute. I loved it. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 actually, but we need to move on to the next one, which I think I'm really excited for now, because obviously each book you get a little taste of, you know, the next book and what's gonna happen. So this one is Winter and Theo, and Winter is Summer's older sister. Summer's book is the first one, Flawless, with Rat. I love that book. And Summer is like the ice queen. She's the grumpy one. She's the icy, feisty girl, the older sister girl. And so Summer and Winter as sisters never really got on until like the end of Summer's book where it came to light, questions were answered, and we found out a few more things. But then also in this book there's Theo, and Theo is Rhett's like trainer buddy person. So Rhett's basically mentoring Theo with bull riding, and he's like the, let's say, the young guy. He's not young. I think he's like 26 in this book, but he's seen as the wild card young guy, like gonna be great. Like he's just a fresh face. Like he's not one of the Eton boys, but he basically should be, because he's basically a son to Rhett. And I'm really excited to see it, because from what I already see, he's like a funny guy. He's different. He's not grumpy. I feel like the first 3 books, we've always had like grumpy men. And now we've got a grumpy lady and a firecracker dude. And I'm very excited to read it. It's not as long as this one, but it's just under 400 pages. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I want to start reading this. So, oh, here we go. Let me read this bit to you, because I don't think my explanation was good, because I don't really know anything about it. But it says, Theo Silva, rowdy cowboy, I'm making up words. Theo Silva, rowdy boy rider, notorious ladies' man, scorching hot, troubled, wrapped in a drawer-worthy package, and he's looking at me like, I might be his next meal, and have sworn off men entirely. So all I see when I look at Theo is temptation served up with a heaping side of heartbreak. Yeah, Winter's married. She's a married woman. That's going to be interesting. The man is hard to trust and even harder to resist. Make that impossible, because Theo is persistent, and no matter how hard I try to freeze him out, he melts my icy exterior and pulls apart all my defences. Then I spend the singular hottest night of my life with him. It was supposed to be one-time thing, a secret, but that little plus sign is going to make this secret impossible to keep. This is a pregnancy one as well. She gets pregnant. Oh, we're starting this now. We're starting this right now. Okay, we need to talk about this book. I'm like halfway through it. Also, where has the time gone? Because I feel like I just started this book and now I've almost finished it. Like, when? How did that happen? Sorry. This is probably the cutest fucking book I have ever read, and I'm enjoying it so much. Ooh! Not gonna lie, this book did surprise me, especially at the beginning with just everything. I was like, no, that didn't just happen. And I probably sat there for about 5 minutes just flicking between pages thinking, no, that did not just happen, no. Okay, maybe on 2 occasions I did that. But this book has taken me by surprise. I didn't think it was going to be what it is. It does have the pregnancy trope in here, but when I thought of it, I was kind of thinking it was going to be like Out on a Limb. You know, have you read that book, Out on a Limb, by Hannah Boyd Young, something like that? I can't remember her name, that's really freaking annoying me. But something like that book, if you haven't read it or not. And it's not. This isn't like that. This has taken me completely by surprise. But I'm still really, really enjoying it. Like, I absolutely freaking love Theo. I think he's such a refreshing character, especially going from reading 3 books within the series of all grumpy men and now having like a switch where Theo is not. He is such a fun, lovable, charisma, funny character, and I absolutely love reading his POV.
and just everything that's going inside his head. And he's like the sweetest possible guy. He is giving me golden retriever vibes, but also like protective man. Like, he will protect his family no matter what, but he will also uplift the family, especially from Winter and everything that's happened within her past, and then being put into a situation and thinking something happened when actually it wasn't the case of what she thought. And yeah, you know what? There's been a spanner in the works. There has been a spanner thrown in the works. That's how I'm going to describe it. And I kind of knew that was going to happen, especially when you know, when you just know characters. And I feel like when I first started reading this book, I knew the type of person Theo was. So when I read some things, I'm like, that doesn't sound like him. That doesn't sound like something. And then theories were going through my head. And actually none of it was correct. Like, I just wasn't correct about anything. So I don't know how things are going to pan out with that. I don't really know if that's going to be brought up again. I'm not quite sure. But also, I know something's going to happen at the end of this book. Like, something is going to happen at the end of this book that is just going to, like, bottle down. And I know it's going to come from Winter. I know, because Winter is very, like, a strong, independent woman. She's had to put on, like, this Ice Queen barrier wall thing to protect herself, and she has such a sharp tongue as well, and I actually bloody love it. And I love the fact that Leo doesn't like back down with it, and he actually is like making jokes from it. I think the banter in this is hilarious, even though it's like, to Winter it's not banter, it's the most annoying thing in the world. As a reader, I'm bloody loving it. I just love Leo. He's just like so cute. But yeah, I mean, you kind of see a different side to him from being the wild card, but I know something is going to happen. I know something bad is going to happen. And I think it's going to be painful, because in Powerless, the one we just read, it wasn't that painful to get through. And I think that was needed. In this one, I'm like, I just don't think I'm going to like it. Anything that's going to happen, I just really don't think I'm going to like it. No, I'm not ready for it. I'm really not ready for it, but I really want to finish the book, because I just kind of want to get through that bit and get to the happy ending. Because I know there will be a happy ending, I'm just waiting for the happy ending. But I'm enjoying the book so far. I think it's so cute. Theo, I just love him. He's so obsessed with his daughter. It's the most adorable thing in the world. And just some of the scenes, like when he had her in a sling and was going around cleaning the house, I was like, oh my god, you're adorable. I'm really enjoying it. But I'm also so tired right now, and I have no idea what I just said. So I'm going to carry on reading, and then we will see what happens. We will see. I feel like I'm going to get really pissed off. I just know I'm going to get really pissed off. And if I don't, then that's going to take me by surprise. But let's carry on reading. I'm on page 225, and I think I've got like 170 pages left. So I want to finish it, because I really want to get on to reading Hopeless, because that is the book that I've been dying to read, especially after Twisters, watching that film. I just want to read it. And Beau has really been intriguing me at the moment. I don't know how I feel about him from like the last two books where he's been involved. I think that's going to be a really it's either going to be really deep, or it's just going to scratch the surface of everything. I don't know. I hope it goes deep, because I really want to understand him more. But let's get through this book, and then we can start that one. But let's keep going, because I'm enjoying this so far. I don't think it's my favourite one. I don't know. I think Heartless is still my favourite one so far. But it's still really good. I love Chestnut Springs. I love this series. I love this world. But I'm going to shut up and carry on reading. finished it. That was the cutest thing. This was such a cute book. I really enjoyed it. Even like the pregnancy thing and having a child, like I always get a bit when there's children in it, because it's either done really well or it's not. But this one was done well. I really enjoyed this one. Caught me by surprise more than once. And I was very much like, this can either go really bad or it can be done really well. And I'm glad to say it was done really well. There wasn't a really big like fuck up type thing, because sometimes when I find with romances, when we get to like the third act breakup, they just seem so over dramatic and so unrealistic. Where this one didn't feel like that. This one felt like an actual, I'm gonna say like insecurity, or not really knowing how to handle the situation, being in a fresh new relationship in a different dynamic of life, and you try and handle things the old way of doing it, but actually knowing but actually you can't handle things that way anymore, because you're either in a relationship, like you have other people relying on you and needing you, and you can't just like disappear like you would used to do. So, and then there was talks about this, and there was a lot more communication in this that I really liked. And you saw that like development within the characters as well, because both of them were very different at the beginning of the book than they were at the end of the book. Theo not so much, but Winter definitely. You saw her coming out for sure, and I love Winter. She's probably one of my favourite characters. Now, I think I'm going to give this book like a 4 stars. It was almost 5 stars. I can never give a romance book of 5 stars now, unless like I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I don't know if that's just because of romantasy, and I freaking love romantasy books. Like, those are my 5-star books. But this was close. This was a close one. But we're going to be moving on to Hopeless. And this is the one that I've been wanting to read. This is the one that I've been waiting to read. And I have no idea what it's about. So let's quickly just have a look at the back of this, because I might as well read it, because I probably will start this book and be like, what's going on? And then read the back of it anyway. So let's just skip that bit and read the back of it. So it says, Bo Eaton is the town prince, a handsome military hero with a tortured past. I'm the outcast bartender, a shy girl from the wrong side of the tracks. Already interesting. I'm a bartender, so I love reading things about bartending. Interesting thing. He's 35 and all man. I'm 22 and all virgin. She's a virgin. Oh, wow. Love it already. So we've got age gap. So they're like 13 years apart. Something like that. Yeah, 13 years. He's also my fiance. Correction, my fake fiance. So there's fake dating in this. We start out as a bet. He doesn't believe that anyone holds my last name against me. So he offers me his to prove a point. It's a win-win. He gets a break from his concerned family's prying, and I get a chance to shed my family's reputation. Girl, what is going on with you? Like, what is happening? He says all I have to do is wear his ring, follow his lead, and pretend I can't keep my hands off him in public. But it's what happens between us in private that blurs all of those carefully drawn lines. It's what transpires behind closed doors that doesn't feel like pretended at all. The engagement was supposed to be for show. This agreement, it has an end date. He once told me he'd never fallen in love, and yet here I am, head over heels for my fake fiancé. I guess we're starting this tonight. If I wasn't going to a family dinner right now, I would start this right now, but I am leaving right now. So we're gonna have to start this tonight, but I'm very excited now. It's been a long time since I've read a fake dating, especially one where they're engaged. Usually it's like, oh, he's my fake boyfriend. Like, oh, they're engaged. Well, fake engaged, but they're engaged. How does that happen? You go from, yeah, I'm dating no one, till, oh, sorry guys, I'm engaged. That makes no sense to me. So I'm excited to see how they do this. Like, how? Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Let's go.
We used to have each other's playlists. No, used to be each other's best friends. Yeah. But now we go our separate pathways.
I'm gonna yell at
But
them.
your heart's still in mine. Yeah. And maybe we could try it next week again. But I don't wanna think we're toxic.
It's actually crazy about the book because I'm the same age as her, and Glenn Powell is the same age as him currently at this moment in time, and I low-key love that. So am I imagining myself in Glenn Powell? Absolutely, especially because she's got dark hair as well, so I'm like, yeah, she's just me. I'm just imagining myself in Glenn Powell right now, and the plot line. Oh, I'm loving this. Oh, this might be a 5 stars. I don't know, but I love it.
I am almost halfway through the book, like, or pretty much halfway. I'm close enough, and I love it so much. Like, I love Bailey so much. She's such, I just love her. She reminds me so much of myself. When I'm around people I'm comfortable with, and when I'm around people that I'm not. She generally does. Like, I don't think I've ever related to a character so hard when it's with her, and just some of the stuff that she says and the questions she asks is 100% questions I would ask. Yup. I'm not even going to deny it. If you've read the book, I'm not even going to deny it. I would. I'm that type of person to do that. So I absolutely love reading it, and I love Beau as well. He's exactly how I envisioned him to be, and I'm just enjoying it so much. So they are engaged, but it's a fake engagement, and it's because Bailey has like grown up on the wrong side of the tracks. Like, her family are not very good family. Like, her dad is like been involved in drugs and a bunch of crime, and he's been in and out of jail, and his sons have followed him, and then obviously Bailey is his daughter, so automatically she's put into that crowd. She's put into the category of always breaking the rules, and just being a criminal, even though she's not. She's tried so hard to distance herself from her family, to the fact that she doesn't live with them. She lives on the estate, like on their plot of land, because in America, like, every single piece of land is owned. It's different than it is in the UK. In the UK, there's a whole load of public like land that people are able to walk on and use, but in America it's different. You don't get that. And so she's living on her family's land, but in a trailer, and having to pay her brothers extortionate amount of rent to stay there. And she's working her ass off in this like bar to try and leave, to go away, to have a fresh start, so she can, because her last name is basically ruining everything for her. Like, all of the jobs that she's had have fallen through because of her last name, because her brothers have done something, and it's just been blown back to her, and it's all of this. And so when Beau realizes that and is like, well, let me give you my last name. Like, everybody loves the Eatons in Chestnut Spring. Like, everybody loves that family. Like, Beau is seen as this like hero, this military hero that disappeared for a few weeks, gave everyone a scare, but like came back and is fine, even though he's not fine, and there is a lot of deeper stuff that's happening. We're seeing that through Bailey now, but there's this whole thing going on with him, and he just doesn't know how to handle all of that, like, publicity. I think that's the right word. Like, everyone in town basically knows him. Everyone in town knows his family. So he has this like great last name compared to Bailey's. So he's like, well, why don't you take my last name? If it's your last name that's causing you this much trouble, let's take a bet. Let's see if you change your last name. Let's see if you can get another job. Let's see if that job goes through and you can do it and you can find it. And she's like, I'm not marrying you. And he's like, okay, fine, then you can be my fake fiance. So now they are fake engaged. and I low-key love it. But going through this, we are seeing a lot of things, and like how Bailey is. Like, Bailey is so comfortable and safe around him, which I absolutely love. And the fact that Bo recognizes that as well, and the fact that they're pretending. Girl, we all know they're not pretending with like these little cute little moments, but it's the fact that they're having these cute little moments more in private than they are actually publicly. We haven't seen a lot of like public displays yet, but I think we're getting to that point now. But I'm actually loving the book. I'm like loving seeing the interaction with Bo's family as well, especially because this is the last book in the series, and that everyone is together and we're seeing them all in like family dinner and how big this family has now gotten. And just, I can't tell if they've bought it or not. I think Rhett is definitely gullible. Like, he's so just like, well, that makes sense. That's like why you disappear every evening. You've gone off fawning for her and being with her and wanting to sit at her bar. But I love it. I actually love it. And I do love the dual POVs. I love everything. I just love everything about it. I love seeing what's going through their heads. It's like, it's fake dating. It's he falls first. It's like possessive, but not possessive, but like protective older man, like alpha. That's the vibe I'm getting. Grumpy ex sunshine. There's like sarcastic banter. There's, I'm gonna say false proximity, because obviously they're spending loads of time together and they live together. Not officially live together. Her trailer is parked like outside his house because of situations, which isn't great if it was in real life, but as a reader we love. But yeah, what else is there? I'm trying to think. What's another tropes? You're going through a lot of like mental health issues, like PTSD. Like, she's helping him like through his struggle of coming out of the military, and we're seeing that. So it's he needs her and she needs him, so they're using each other for that help. And it's just a damn good book, and I'm enjoying it so much. I genuinely think I might finish it tonight, no word of a lie. Because I just, either I finish it tonight and I'm going to be staying up until like 2 a.m. finishing this book. Probably not 2, it'll probably be midnight I'll finish it, if I like sit down and read now and do nothing else. Or I finish it tomorrow morning. I actually can't decide on what I'm going to do, but I am definitely going to sit down, read this book, and try and not fall in love even harder than I already am. Sorry, I'm just gonna come in here. You know, yeah, now you move. Now you're like, where are you going? Ugh, come here then, child. Where are you gonna go? Where are you going? What are you doing? You gonna sit here? You sit right there then, baby. You sit right there. I 100% knew that I was going to finish this at midnight. I knew it, and my camera is gonna die, so we're gonna have to do this quickly. Let me put you here. This was so cute. I'm really happy that I read it today. It took me 1 day to read. 1 day. Loki loved that for me. I think I'm gonna give this like a 4.75 stars, because I don't know, there was still things that I felt was like missing. Like, I wish there was more scenes of them out in public and a little bit more like, I don't know, like more
I'm gonna say, I wish there was more like PDA out in public and more of that like confusion of things was happening and like that intensity and chemistry. I wish there was a little bit more of that in it. I felt like a lot of the stuff was just private and closed behind doors, and I'm like, what's the point of having a fake relationship when you're not really out in public, like being fake? I just wish there was more of that. So that's why I'm giving it a 4.75, but still absolutely love the book. I loved it. This whole series, like the whole Chestnut Spring series, I'm gonna get it actually. This whole series is like a 5-star series. Ugh, that made me jump. A 5-star series for me. Definitely worth all the hype. I mean, if you're into cowboys and hockey players and just men in general, I would go for this. Oh, and also like baby daddies as well. Like, yeah, I would go for this series. I am so happy I finally have finished this series, and it was definitely worth the wait for reading Hopeless. But yeah, I'm so happy I finished the series, and I'm definitely so excited for Elsie Silver's new series to come out, Wild Love, and then Wild Eyes is coming out soon, and I'm just so excited for that as well because I can just dive into that. But I am going to finish this video here. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace. Goodbye.